What if your pain isn't about love, but withdrawal? You wake up, heart pounding, breath shallow. Your first thought, did she text? You scroll through old messages, hunting for the familiar jolt of joy that hit you whenever her name lit up your screen. You call it heartbreak. But what you're feeling isn't sorrow. It's withdrawal. Like a smoker craving a cigarette, your brain aches for that dopamine spike her presence delivered. Tonight, we'll expose the neuroscience behind romantic attachment, apply the unflinching lens of Stoicism, and reveal why the true antidote to your craving isn't romance. It's discipline. By the end, you'll feel the reins of your life slipping back into your hands. Let's break the cycle. Reason 1. You're chasing dopamine, not love. When she smiled at you across the restaurant or messaged you first, your brain unleashed dopamine, the neurotransmitter behind pleasure and reward. Over days, weeks, or months, those repeated hits forged neural pathways that equated her with your happiness. Researchers at New York University discovered that early-stage romantic love activates the same brain circuits as cocaine 1. So when she's gone, you experience genuine withdrawal, lethargy, irritability, obsessive thoughts. These aren't signs of a broken heart. They're symptoms of addiction. Stoic philosophy urges us to identify and master our desires. Epictetus warned, "Desire is a contract you make with unhappiness." Thrill seekers chase the next high until joy becomes as fleeting as smoke. Your first task, recognize cravings as chemical impulses, not proof of everlasting love. The next time your phone is silent, pause, label it. There's the dopamine craving. Then pivot to what's within your control. Call a friend, lace up for a walk, read a passage from Marcus Aurelius. By interrupting the craving reaction loop, you interrupt the addiction. This reframing turns you from victim to alchemist, converting pain into purpose and reopening the path to self-mastery. Reason 2. Stability is the ultimate aphrodisiac. In youth, many chase flashy thrills, new cars, clubbing, social media clout. But those highs are ephemeral. What truly captivates, especially younger women, is unshakable stability. Emotional stability means you remain composed under stress. Mental stability means you have philosophies or routines anchoring you when life tilts. Financial stability means you've managed budgets, saved for rainy days, shouldered responsibilities. When she smiled at you in the coffee shop, it wasn't just polite. It was a subtle test. Can he hold his center when the world shifts? Imagine 2 men at a mixer. One is abruptly dumped an hour ago. He fidgets, checks his phone, and laughs too loudly at every comment. The other, you, offers a calm nod, asks thoughtful questions, and listens. He doesn't hide his past pain. He simply doesn't allow it to define his presence. That kind of stability exudes safety, a primal signal of protection and reliability. Nature wired us to seek resources and refuge in those capable of consistency. Stoic practice. Each morning, list 3 pillars of your stability: your health routine, your reading habit, your savings plan. Anchor yourself in gratitude for these constants. When cravings hit, revisit that list. The smile you once chased becomes secondary to the fortress you're building around your potential. And in that fortified state, fleeting flirtations become mere echoes, not lifelines. Reason 3. Older men. outpace youth with presence. Younger men often carry restless energy, eager, skittish, unformed. You, however, walk through life with intentional presence. Shoulders squared, gaze steady, breathing measured. When you enter a room, you don't seek applause. You simply occupy space. That presence feels like gravity. In practice, presence means listening without planning your next line. It means maintaining eye contact without staring down your interlocutor. It means pausing before speaking, weighing each word. Younger women, especially those used to shallow chatter, sense this immediately. A simple smile from across the room becomes their question. What anchors him? When you return that smile with a nod, you're saying, I know who I am, and I'm comfortable sharing it. Vivid example, picture a gallery opening. The crowd buzzes. A younger man shouts to be heard, waving his arms. You stand back, contemplative, moving slowly from painting to painting, offering a quiet insight to the curator. She notices your calm and curious approach. That's presence, speaking without sound. Stoic exercise. Practice premeditatio malorum by visualizing small social tests. A delayed greeting, a sudden question, a dismissive comment, and rehearsing centered responses. When surprises hit, you glide instead of stumble. In that earned stillness lies your quiet power, a beacon for genuine connection and admiration. Reason 4. Wisdom triumphs over flash. Flashy possessions and quick thrills age poorly, but wisdom, honed through hardship, appreciation for nuance, and lived lessons, deepens with time. You've navigated financial crashes, career pivots, and personal crises. Each scar tells a story of resilience. That's the real currency in today's swipe left culture. When a younger woman smiles at you, she's signaling, tell me something worth knowing. You could boast about your luxury watch or your fast car, but you choose instead to share an anecdote. The lesson you extracted from a failed business venture or the way you recovered your composure after a public setback. That exchange carries weight. It builds depth. It distinguishes you from the crowd. Stoic reflection. Commit to memory 5 pivotal lessons from your past. Times you faced fear, embraced failure, or practiced self-control. Don't memorize them as trophies, but as signposts. When conversation strikes, draw from this wellspring to offer insights rather than cliches. Your stories become living proof that experience is not an obstacle. It's your edge. Reason 5. Detachment is the path to freedom. Detachment isn't coldness, it's liberation. While addiction binds you to craving her return, detachment severs that chain. The Stoics taught that true freedom emerges when you stop anchoring your peace to externals. You never know who might walk away. Your career, your status, or your partner. When you cling, you give them power over your tranquility. Practice detachment by focusing on process over outcome. Instead of obsessing over whether she'll text back, ask yourself, what virtue will I practice today? Patience, courage, temperance. Each time you choose a value-driven action, opting for a run instead of doom scrolling, extending kindness rather than bitterness, you reinforce that your identity rests with your integrity, not her affection. Daily regimen. Morning. cold shower plus 5-minute reflection on what can I control today. Afternoon, brief journal noting one craving and how you redirected it. Evening, review one act of self-mastery and one lesson learned. Over time, these rituals cement a new neural architecture, one where your self-worth derives from your discipline, not her presence. That shift isn't theoretical, it's physiological. You rewire your reward pathways to value autonomy, turning dependency into empowerment. Reason 6. Confidence rebuilt, brick by brick. Confidence doesn't spring from inspiration. It's built through repeated acts of self-trust. Think of each micro-commitment as a brick in your new foundation. Start with physical rituals, 20 push-ups, a 10-minute walk, stretching. Then layer mental practices, reading a Stoic quote, journaling a reflection, practicing a breathing exercise. Finally, include social challenges, offering a genuine compliment, engaging a stranger in polite conversation, or saying no to something that doesn't serve you. Each completed task whispers, "You are reliable." Over weeks, those whispers converge into a roar. You no longer need her validation. You have your own. When a younger woman smiles at you now, you simply acknowledge it. No craving, no rush. That smile becomes a nod to your regained self-assurance. Vivid illustration. Recall the first time you deadlifted a weight you once deemed impossible. The triumph coursing through your veins wasn't about the number. It was proof that you could trust your body and mind. Revisit that feeling with each micro win. Soon, your internal barometer will register success by default, and external gestures, smiles, glances, will be pleasant bonuses, not lifelines. You're not heartbroken. You're detoxing from an addiction to dopamine that once flooded your brain when she was near. By understanding the neuroscience, embracing Stoic discipline, and rebuilding your life one small victory at a time, you reclaim your power. Recap the 6 pillars. You're chasing dopamine, not love. Stability is the ultimate aphrodisiac. Presence outshines youthful restlessness. Wisdom endures beyond flash. Detachment breeds freedom. Confidence is rebuilt brick by brick. Which pillar will you tackle first? Comment below with your plan. If this resonated, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell, because mastering yourself is the greatest journey you'll ever take. Stay disciplined, stay grounded, and remember, the most powerful relationship you have is the one with yourself.